Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Bogan of the MLC.
All right. How you guys doing? Good. Raise your hand if you are an artist. Okay. And put them back down. Raise your hand if you are a publisher. Okay. And if you're an artist without a publisher, raise your hand. Oh, see, all these publishers just entered the room. So, the point of my presentation is for you to understand that if you're an artist without a publisher, you are a publisher. And it's very important to understand that because the fundamental principle of making money in the music business is understanding that you are a business. So as an artist, you should also raise your hand as a publisher. If you don't have a record label and you put out your own music, you should also raise your hand as a record label because you are the record label. You're self-published, you're self-releasing, so you're all these things. Okay, so my name is Bogan. I'm head of third-party partnerships at the Mechanical Licensing Collective. I'm also a lecturer at the UCLA Herb Alpert School of Music, where I teach music industry entrepreneurship, specifically at the intersection of technology and innovation. And I do outreach to young music creators to educate and empower around understanding your entitlements as all these 4 different roles: an artist, a label, a songwriter, a publisher. And then I bring all that work together in my role at the MLC, handling data programs and culture and outreach. Some of you are familiar with the concept that an artist and a songwriter are 2 different types of creators. Right? But understanding that artists are associated with sound recording copyrights and that songwriters are associated with musical work copyrights is the fundamental starting point for understanding the business. Because it's through those copyrights that you have entitlements, and those entitlements over time convert into royalties. And those royalties trickle down to you, but through organizations such as the MLC. So let's talk about what we do. We collect certain types of digital royalties from digital streaming services like Spotify, Pandora, Apple, SoundCloud, Tidal, and we effectively pay those out to rights holders. We are the exclusive administrator of the blanket digital mechanical license. This license was created by the passing of the Music Modernization Act in 2018. Have any of you heard of the Music Modernization Act, or MMA? Okay, so in 2018, the Music Modernization Act passed in the United States. It had 3 titles. The first title is called the Musical Works Modernization Act, and that title established the MLC, the Mechanical Licensing Collective. The second title was called the Classics Protection and Access Act, and that was for pre-1972 sound recordings. Prior to the MMA passing, sound recordings that was released before February 15th, 1972, did not have copyright protection at the federal level. So the MMA established copyright protection at the federal level. And then the third one, which is super important for any music producers or engineers in the room, is called the AMP Act, which is the Allocation for Music Producers Act. And that piece of legislation codified a process for music producers and engineers to receive royalties from digital performances on sound recordings. And that flows to an organization called Sound Exchange.